and put on a fight. You know what I'm saying? No back down to Gilbert Burns. There was a few times though. I will say when I remember the fight, there was a few times Khamzat had Gilbert Burns a little wild, a little stuck. You know what I'm saying? So, but Gilbert Burns persevered and he gave it back to him. Hell, he definitely gave back to him. It's not like he went down on his foot, like on his 10. Like he really went down 10 toes down is what I'm trying to say.
I mean, that moment in the first round where Gilbert Burns had Khamzat inside of his guard, and this was after Khamzat had shot. And actually, no, well, he shot into Gilbert Burns, who had just been dropped. And Gilbert Burns had to be forced to take Khamzat, pause, between his legs. Salute to my guy, Future. What's up, my guy? But Gilbert Burns was forced to take this man between his legs, and he fought it out on his Tuivasa. This man, Khamzat, was raining punches down. He was on top of Gilbert Burns. And Gilbert Burns said, nope. Sleep. Come on, dog. Like, the heart. And the fact that fight did not get at least a split decision, this is just my live reaction right now. I've got to rewatch the fight between Khamzat Chimaev and Gilbert Burns, but I think even after I rewatch it, I'm going to feel like this. I feel like Gilbert Burns was robbed. I feel like he was robbed, and I feel like he won the fight. I feel like every time, and this is just from my memory, I have to really analyze this fight in another viewing, but every time Khamzat posed some sort of threat, Gilbert Burns answered back with hard-hitting counters that stopped Khamzat in his tracks and actually gave him a threat to be aware of. To say, oh, I'm not going to just ragdoll this guy like everybody else. And that should have been counted for something. And then the fact, I mean, just the big pivotal moments. Gilbert Burns does a kick to Khamzat after this guard attack that Khamzat employs, wherein Khamzat was in between Gilbert Burns' legs, pause, and Burns is fighting from the bottom, pause. After that, we got this beautiful moment where Gilbert Burns kicks this man in the chest, square. And even the people in the crowd they just stood up just clapping. It was beautiful. It was such a sports moment. And they robbed that man. How dare you, sports UFC judges? How dare you? You robbed that man.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say he got robbed. Okay, he got robbed in the split decision, right? Like having it be unanimous decision and go straight to Gilbert is a nutty ass judgment call. Like that's just not right. Definitely a split decision, and if Gilbert got the toss on that, I'm not mad at that. I'm honestly not mad at that, but unanimous decision, that was just not the right play at all. Like that shit just made the judges look goofy as hell. And they definitely getting roasted on the Twitterverse, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Twitter is 100% on fire right now, and they are, at least as far as I've seen, mostly in favor of Gilbert Burns having been robbed tonight at UFC 273. And like you say, Nigel, again, unanimous decision. I mean, again, we have to look back at this fight, but just from memory standing, it was a tough fight. It was very even. And at the very least, Khamzat was not able to impose that regular Khamzat dominance, that just sheer, what is this guy? Who is this guy? He didn't have any of that. He bled. He bled. And I think that metaphor is so beautiful. That, you know, he's bleeding. That's how we know. I mean, I'm paraphrasing this, but he's bleeding. And that's how we know that he's not God. It's like, really, honestly, Khamzat was feeling like the boogeyman before he stepped in and then started fighting.
Niggas was just really on that Khamzat dick. I ain't gonna lie, man. Because there was clips of him fighting outside of the UFC and he got tested. Like, it shows you that if he gets punched, he's punchable. Like, you can get strikes off on him. It's not like he's just this super slippery, elusive dude that can like slide off the punches and roll them and shit like that. Nah, man, he is touchable. Like, you can definitely touch him.
His history shows that, you're saying?
Yeah, his history. Like, outside of the UFC, there was a couple fights. He won these fights. I mean, the one fight I saw in particular, he got tested throughout, I think it was 2 rounds, and he was getting touched up by the dude, and Khamzat ended up getting an uppercut on him and knocking him out. Viral video. It's on YouTube. It's a crazy video. Khamzat just counters him with an uppercut and just lays him out. Mouthpiece falls out. It's wild. But
he's a beast. But do you think that Gilbert Burns was robbed? Do you agree or disagree?
Yeah, I don't think he was robbed. I just think he was robbed of the decision that was made. Like the way the decision was laid out. I that was like a robbery. Cause I don't necessarily say that he was robbed, because it really was a flip of a coin, right? Like it was a pretty tight fight. Like, yeah, Gilbert Burns did get his punches off, but Khamzat got, you know what I'm saying, he teed off on Gilbert Burns though. He really did.
He did. I mean, to say that he didn't would be a lie, but yeah, I disagree, man. I think that was a complete rob, and I think even just the idea of split decision, it just doesn't even make any sense. I just simply think Gilbert Burns won. That's how it looked to me. No man was dominant at the 3rd round. The 2nd round clearly went to Burns. The 1st round was well fought and even. I mean, that's how I see it. But yeah, it was apparently, you know, a very explosive card even in the preliminary. I didn't watch any of those preliminary fights, but the main card was a little, you know, UFC 273 was a little kind of lackluster, right? Like, I don't know, kind of not as explosive as maybe you would have wanted. Not like Jorge Masvidal, Kamaru Usman 2. Like, that was an explosive card. Like, that card had the Thug Rose, and I believe maybe there was a Khamzat fight in there as well, possibly, and I believe... yeah, that was just an explosive card. Maybe not, but that was an explosive ass card. And